Yes, sir.
So we should comment about that at the beginning, or okay? Okay. So they go to the Accu-Stats Facebook page. Is that what we're? Okay. Somebody's phone's vibrating. All right. So they go to azbeers.com to get to the Facebook page. It's at the very bottom. We can't see it. It's cut off. But so where do they go for your Facebook page? That's what you're trying to promote, right? Yeah, I'm talking about the free stuff.
From the Simonis Aramuth Arena at the Sheraton Norfolk Waterside Hotel, Pat Fleming presents the 2022 International Open. Thank you everybody, thank you. The International is brought to you by Accu-Stats, and it's proudly sponsored by the three best in the business, Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis Cloth, and Aramuth, and we thank them very much for being partners with us for so many years. We've got a great matchup for you right now. Continuing on the one-loss side in the 9-ball division, it's now my pleasure to introduce our two players. From Vietnam, this gentleman is a former Southwest Asian champion. He's sponsored by Yalen Billiards and Peach Hour. Would you please welcome Nguyen? His opponent representing the United States, a 5-time U.S. Open 9-ball champion, a 5-time World 9-ball champion, a member of the BCA Hall of Fame for the past 16 years, sponsored by Mike Gugliassi Cues and Colorado Cue Kit. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the legendary Pearl, Earl Strickland. Okay, gentlemen, please lad for the break, if you would. The official timekeeper is Dwayne Payne. Send it up now to the comm box to John Schmidt and Jeremy Jones.
Well, thank you, Kenny. And, of course, one of the biggest names in the history of the game, and that will remain Earl Strickland. With a pretty good lag, but he does get beat here, so he'll give up the first break. In this race to 10, I'm Jeremy Jones with John Schmidt. John Schmidt, any thoughts?
Yeah, it's an honor to be here, Jeremy, to cover this match. Earl's one of my pool heroes, and he's one of the most exciting players in the world. And this should be quite a contest. He's got a great opponent here from Vietnam, who I've not had a chance to watch, but I'm sure he's a great player, or he wouldn't be here. And we all know what Earl's capable of.
Yeah, Nguyen, I haven't seen him a ton. I did see him, was it last year? I believe he was down 7-1 to Niels Fan, and before he won like 10 in a row. So that'll tell you a little something about how he plays. No joke there. Big shot here to start. You may have to go 3 rails back and forth.
1, 2, 3. Beautifully executed.
and nothing personal to Mr. Nguyen, but Earl does pack him in, not only with the spectators, but if you look at the top of the stands, there's a bunch of rows of the pro players here to watch Earl, and a little buzz for several reasons. Mainly, Earl brings that, first off.
Mm-hmm.
But the players are noticing he's played pretty darn well here so far this week. Losing a heel match on the winner's side, but has really played steady. And a lot of spin on the ball, controlling the speed. All right, this type of ball you can hit thick if you don't really focus.
Very nice.
I don't know if that's going to get it.
Of it. Yeah, and I think there's some added pressure for Earl. Let's address the elephant in the room. You're the Moscone Cup captain. We all know that. And Earl knows you're sitting up here in the comm box watching him. And I have no idea if he's going to be picked, but I believe he knows he's in the running, and how he does this match and how he performs could influence his chances. So a lot of pressure on Earl here, and I'm a very interested spectator in this match because I've seen him play the last few days, and he looks real good to me.
And he's going to lose the speed a little bit. Good speed as far as the cue ball on the rail, but just got away from him a little bit. And, what I think sometimes with Earl is that mistake can linger. He doesn't like mistakes, almost like Shane at times. I think Shane's kind of getting rid of that, that little demon that really can weigh on the mistake sometimes. But touchy little shot here. Don't really know where you go with this shot. I thought he double kissed it as well.
He did too.
So now he's got him up over the 8. Is there enough room to kick behind
I
this?
like it, Jeremy, if he can.
Yeah,
if he can get behind it.
And he's jacked up, so he's going to swerve the ball even more. But it looks like he can get behind this.
He might even be banking it and covering with the 6. He won't like this.
And he's going to leave a big pocket on the 5 as well.
Not a dream start for the Pearl. And I'm not going to lie, I take a little pleasure in every time Earl walks by me, he says, straight pull. Straight pull's the best game. That's the game we should be playing. And it's just, it's never going to happen, and I know that. But it's kind of fun to have maybe the greatest 9-ball player who's ever lived show some props to straight pull. I do dig that.
Well, he can do some damage on straight pull as well.
Oh, he's phenomenal at it. He's around 400.
Okay, nothing flashy from Nguyen. That's what you'll expect. Kind of like the guy, what I saw from him before, and it was limited. But once he gets that starter, he stays pretty solid with the cue ball, keeps it pretty simple. He broke the balls very effectively last year when I saw him play a couple times, but we'll see how he does, if he's got the tough starter.
Right.
That does separate the players a little bit. That's one of the things that you can kind of see the difference between the next level up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've been watching pool and been around pool 27 years, and there's really only a couple players that I will make a point. I mean, I've watched them all, and I respect them all, and they're all great, but I make a point to watch Earl Strickland play. When he's in a match, I just want to watch. I mean, It's just exciting to watch him play, and so
Well, there's many reasons why people want to watch.
Right.
I
like his pace, and he'll chat with the crowd and let you know what he's thinking, and he shows a lot of emotion. And when I first started playing pool in the early mid-'90s, I mean, he was like the #1 player on earth, and just for me to get a chance to even sit here and do commentary on him later in my career is quite an honor.
Yeah, Earl to break the balls in game number 2.
Now he's been really, it seems to me like a good frame of mind the last 4 days. I really don't want to see him start, ranting and giving speeches to the crowd, and the score's only 1-0. Because then, to me, that's when he gets a little unsettled, and especially if somebody says something back he doesn't like, and Kenny's already telling him like, "Hey, let's just play pool." I think Well, no.
Well, they're explaining the box.
Okay.
And the rule.
Oh, okay.
Just trying to make sure it's correct. And I didn't really see banter with that one, just some chat, but,
Yeah.
but it can lead to more.
Right.
You know.
It can lead to more. Now, just focus on your game, Earl. You're playing great. I mean, he has a chance to win the tournament. He's deep in the tournament. He's playing fantastic. Just do your thing there, Pearl.
Yeah, he stayed very competitive in his matches. Okay, going to go to the cut break, I'm sure.
Yeah, he just defeated Vilmos Foldis last night, 10-7, played fantastic. Had a huge lead in that match, Jeremy, that he lost Hill the other night. He was like 9-4 ahead, so
8-4, I think.
Was it 8-4?
Yeah, he missed
Okay.
a tough shot to go 9-4,
Okay,
actually. And
okay.
he's got a tough shot on the 2. I think he can play it. Wonder if he goes into the 8 to just take the cut here. Oh, he came cross
Oh,
easily.
he's hooked. No, he got out
he's
there.
fine,
Okay, get out there, ball. Nice shot.
Now, Earl, who will play fast, but a lot of people just don't realize that, you know, an exceptional mind, but also just kind of sees the layout and sees trouble a little quicker than some or most.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing this for, I mean, professionally for 40 years. I mean, he knows what he's looking at. Doesn't take much time to decide, and there's good and bad to that, of course. But when you have 5 world titles and 5 U.S. Open championships, hard to question the way he does it. I've always just thought, you know, I like his rhythm, and it lets his talent bubble to the surface, you know.
Might go in between the 8-9 here. Hard to really get many problems. I mean, it's not a shot you're going to play very often, but I think pulling it up the table is a little dangerous. That's the shot
exactly
I saw.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice call.
Ooh,
He
that
got
one
a
came
little-
off sharp.
A little thin. Yeah, he's bringing that up, too.
He doesn't miss much.
Big shot here. You want to make this. There you go.
Oh, nice aggressive stroke as well. This is going to get a little 50-ish.
Come on.
No, he's okay. So a break and run, it looks like.
He did look easy. And the crowd's showing him a lot of support, a lot of applause.
Yeah, there's 5 or 6 Euros up on the 4th row that just like they were at a football game, a soccer game actually is what I meant, but for all Americans.
You know, I had a chance, Jeremy, in '09 to get in a van with Earl for 2 weeks and travel the country doing pool-related work, and people loved him.
Oh, yeah.
Loved him. Everywhere we went, he packed him in everywhere. He played amazing. He was nice as could be to me, and it's a memory that I won't soon forget. And I learned some things talking to him. He gave me some advice along the way.
Oh, I imagine.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I did a couple-day exhibition back in June at Fort Worth Billiard Supply, a great place in the Fort Worth and DFW area. Been around and does a ton for pool, but we did a couple days of things there, and Earl, you know, he told me beforehand how much he'd been playing and still training, and
Oh, yeah.
and it showed. He played phenomenal those 2 days. Of course, it wasn't competition, but Earl wants to make sure the cue ball's checked. And you can't take offense to that if you're the opposite player. I mean, it's just part of it. If the player in the chair wants to make sure things are right, they certainly have it. This is what I was talking about.
That's too soft.
That's what I saw against Niels Fayen last year, and that's a lot of how he made that big comeback. And I was under the impression we were playing a forceful break to the referee's discretion, and that to me looked a little light.
Well,
And
yeah.
when they're playing the heavy spin softly and the corner ball's going in, that's what the forceful break is trying to kind of excuse from our game.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, Gabe Owen suggested something 15 years ago that I thought was pretty smart.
The rollout after the break.
Well, yeah, think about it. You know, you could hit them 100 miles an hour. You could hit them. What's the difference? The break literally just starts the game, and then you have to push out. So you could make 3 balls on the break, get straight in. And I was like, well, it's not a ridiculous, idea.
Yeah, but
It's
we're
not-
trying to form it to where it's like that's how they play it in the public, and that's not really going to happen
that's
in the
not gonna
public.
happen,
You know,
right.
we want it to play somewhat the same. You know. There. And that's what I mean about the starters, right? When he has to come with a little bit more of a shot,
Right.
we'll see what he can do.
Yeah. And hooked Earl there, and Earl's going to let him know about it. Boy, if I could glance off the right side of that 2 and come 3 rails around with an inside cue ball down behind the 3-5, but I don't.
He's totally hooked.
He's totally hooked,
I
yeah.
was on the line
Yeah.
here, yeah. He may swerve at this. Oh, he's jumping it. He's jumping it.
Oh, full cue jump. Oh,
No. He's got a short cue.
Oh,
but it's
I
not
thought
as
you-
short as some of the others.
I
That's
didn't
all.
know you could do that.
Yeah, well, you're thinking of the 10 ball.
Oh, how
You're
do I-
thinking of the 10 ball. You couldn't use the jump cues.
Oh, okay. So you can use the jump cues in the 9 ball. Okay.
That's right.
Okay, gotcha. And ball hangs right up. Oh, he hit
Earl,
that
you'll
good.
notice his playing shaft a little darker brown. It's a burnt maple made by Mike Guglielsi or Galassi.
That's interesting. I mean, what does burning the maple do?
I would guess it stiffens it. I used to see guys that had a burnt side of their shaft. You could see the burn marks down the shaft, and they'd always shoot with that side up. It's kind of,
wow.
I think it might stiffen it a little bit.
Interesting.
All right, he's going to lose the cue ball unless he bumps the 5 here. And that was always tricky. He only had the left side of the ball, and he was so snookered he couldn't put left English on the cue
Right.
ball. He would have deflected into the 9.
That's right.
So he had to just take what he could. 2-rail kick doesn't look as good as it normally would to me. But I think that's the way you got to go.
Yeah.
2 rails.
Yeah, it'd do well to hit this. I mean, you could whiff this because it's out off the end rail a little bit. Oh, he made contact.
He's going to scratch up in the corner.
Oh, dream start for Earl. Don't let Earl get front running on you. You will not like it.
Yeah. The 5 goes easily. Surprised he's going to this route. He must be going top inside is all I can figure.
It's encouraging for me to. I mean, Earl's 61 years old and still plays world class. And you know, this isn't weightlifting. You can play this game great a long time, and he's proof of that. And of course, like you say, he does 500-600 sit-ups a day, runs 5 miles a day, plays a ton of pull, which is good for you. So yeah, he's in good shape and still plays fantastic. I'd love to see him make a deep run in this tournament. Just one for the older guys.
All right. Had a lot of success in the Norfolk area.
Oh,
so.
you're not kidding.
And I'll tell you, I talked to Earl a few times this week, and you know, he seems a little different, seems a little calmer about things. Just got over a hell of a case of COVID, and I wonder if that, you know,
Yeah, gives him a different perspective.
little,
maybe.
you know, I gave him a small piece of humble pie with it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
Saying it in the nice way. COVID's no joke, and
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we got a couple free racks there. But to continue the support of our game and y'all viewing Earl the Pearl and Mr. Nguyen, get over to accustats.com/watch. This will be our last rack via the YouTube or Facebook. We'll keep you updated with some scores, of course. 2 o'clock round going on, important matches.
The biggest crowd we've had so far, I think. Earl puts butts in the seats, as they say. He sure does. I like how fast he plays, too. That's always easy to watch, right? Look at Earl.
Tell you what, I know him and Kenny get along real well.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't doubt a little gesture here and there. Here and there from Kenny. It might not be the worst thing, keeping him engaged with just him in between games. You know, that's you know, because Earl's, it's almost like he needs that release. You know, like I think it was Mark Wilson who made a good point. It may have been you that, you know, a lot of the things that comes from Earl, it's not like he totally believes in them or is trying to make a point. It's just sometimes we all have different ways to kind of take the heat off of ourselves, you know, and that's kind of one of the ways he does it. All right, touchy little shot here. Oh, that's going to overcut. He's going to hate that.
And for the viewers at home, this, I believe, is the table they played the one pocket with, and the 4 1/4 inch pockets. And this table is pretty snug, and you have to really hit your marks. The rest of the tables are 4.5 inches, which, you know, people can say what they want about pockets, and players cry about big men. I say, well, are you going to donate $500 to charity every time you miss one? Because I've looked around the room, I've seen 1,000 balls missed. You know, it's even at the straight pull tournaments, you'll see a 5-inch pocket straight pull tournament. You can't believe all the hangers that'll be missed throughout the week. So, you know, I think these tables are plenty tough enough. And like Buddy Hall used to say, if the pockets look too big, raise the bet. And there is some truth to that.
Yeah, pretty good effort so far from Nguyen.
Oh, did he miscue there?
No, he just let up on the way down, that's all.
Wow.
Kind of trying to control that draw a little. So big shot here early.
Yeah.
Key to this one, it will slide a little bit, so just don't baby it too much.
Nice recovery.
Yeah, hit that nice and confident.
Is this the guy? Is this the guy that played in the one pocket the first round, and we were saying he didn't look familiar with the game? I think it was Mark and I doing the commentary because he had such a long queue. I think that's him.
Maybe.
Yeah, he made a nice showing in the one pocket, and I just said, hey, hats off to the guy for entering at a game that I don't think he's ever even maybe played.
Right.
That takes courage, you know.